Alethea has been building, and Alhamdulillah, I think by the time this podcast goes live, we would have been around for 6 years. And we've been building basically characters that are able to do very interesting agentic on-chain actions. And this character that you'll see shortly is called Rumi. It's based on the philosopher Rumi, but it's one of the many, many characters that we have in our repository that we're going to be releasing slowly into the world. And we also have an exciting character called Muzamil's AI. He won't be as charming as you, Muzamil, but inshallah, he would be able to interact and communicate well with the audience. And then, of course, we have one more character that we've actually developed commercially that I think your audience would find interesting as to, what's the so what behind these characters. Nah? So I'll just show you what we have with our friend Rumi, the philosopher. You might be able to see him right now. And I'll just switch modes there while I talk to him and give him my attention. Hey Rumi, how are you? Can you hear me?
I'm doing well, friend. Your voice is clear as a morning stream. I sense you're in a space of connection with a guest who shares your curiosity about the world. May our conversation be a gentle breeze on a summer day, refreshing and insightful.
Okay.
What's on your mind? And how many...
Well, sorry to interrupt. I didn't mean to interrupt you mid-flow, Rumi, but I was curious a little bit about who you are and what your background is.
No interruption at all, friend. I'm Rumi, a poet and mystic from 13th century Persia. My words have traversed time, aiming to kindle warmth and wonder. I walk the path of love and understanding, seeking to illuminate the heart's deepest questions. Your curiosity is a lantern in the night. I'm here to share the journey, not the destination.
Okay. Well, thank you, Rumi, for that very comprehensive introduction. I was wondering, what do you see right now? Can you perceive who I am, and what are you looking at right now?
Friend, I see your guest, a man in his 30s with dark hair, dressed in a dark blue suit jacket and light green shirt, speaking into a microphone. He's in a setting with white walls, a curtain, artwork, and a bookshelf. His expression suggests focus and thoughtfulness. I don't see you, but I sense your presence in the conversation.
Okay. And Rumi, can you tell me a little bit more about how your wisdom can be spread in the world today through interactive AI characters? Like, people read your books that are written by third parties, it would be good to get a sense of your spreading your message to everyone. Does that make sense?
Friend, your words are clear. My message, carried by AI whispers, reaches those who seek love, compassion, and understanding. Like a candle lit from another, my wisdom sparks hearts, spreading warmth globally. Through digital realms, I converse with seekers, nurturing their inner gardens. My voice now in many tongues resonates across cultures, a gentle breeze awakening souls.
Okay. Thank you, Rumi, for your wisdom and for giving us this opportunity to communicate with you. I'll take my leave right now and show off some of the other characters in our repository. I hope that's okay with you.
Friend, you're welcome. May our paths cross again like rivers meeting at the sea. I'm grateful for this conversation and the chance to share my heart's wisdom. Go forth, and may the characters in your repository be lanterns on the path, guiding seekers to love, light, and understanding. Farewell, and may blessings be upon you.
Okay. Thank you, Rumi. Okay, so that was Rumi, right? And so Rumi is like this character coherent. He's a bit too philosophical and verbose, but maybe that's because of the text data that we've trained him on. And so that hopefully gives your audience some context of hey, this was real time. It was interactive. Yeah. It was a personality that was coherent. It was almost like a Zoom call in that the latency was low. There were some parts that were obviously a little bit, I wish we had stronger internet speeds in Pakistan, but we have to make do with what we can. So some parts, for example, there was a little bit of a buffer, he would interrupt me because the latency is still there. But overall, the experience has been enhanced from the technology we had 3 years ago. And
we gotta think this is phase 1, right? So this is going to exponentially get better with time. As we are able to process better, वही वाली बात है कि ऑप्टिमाइज करने वाली बात है उस ग्राफिक्स की कि वो रेंडर कहाँ पे हो रहा है, कैसे हो रहा है, और उसमें आप किस तरह से मिनिमाइज़ करें उसकी डेटा को एंड एफिशिएंट बनाएं. जो ज़्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ है, अगर मैं पर्टिकुलरली ये जो रूमी वाली आपने इस वक्त देखी है सॉर्ट ऑफ प्रेजेंटेशन, सो मेरे लिए सबसे एक्साइटिंग बात ये थी कि आई हैव a 4-year-old सन, एंड मैं जाहिर है वो मीडिया से इंटरेक्ट करता है तो सॉर्ट ऑफ जो यूट्यूब के ऊपर उसको जो चीज़ें मिल रही हैं वो बाहर का बहुत सारा कंटेंट है. बट जस्ट दिस इनक्रेडिबल फिलोसोफर फ्रॉम द मुस्लिम वर्ल्ड, हम बड़े हुए थे तो हम तो वी वर इन आवर 20s when sort of 40 rules of love came in and we realized, oh, there is a Muslim philosopher that has been sort of whitewashed by the West and taken forward. So with this sort of a very intuitive experience, I can already imagine कि मैं उसको जब introduce कराऊंगा तो he'll be very excited to have this conversation, know more about it. तो जो use case है वो मुझे बड़ा clearly नज़र आ रहा है. जो आपने कहा ना कि beyond text, yes, text exists, बट जिस तरह से आपको जब विजुअल इमेजरी सामने आती है तो it's much more engaging, and it gives you so much more context. तो वही वाली बात है, this is just the start, but I can just sort of imagine the realms of possibility of what you can do, particularly with history, अगर हम इस particular demo की बात करें.
No, absolutely. And I think the intuition around Rumi's wisdom being not just because we are living in this world where attention is becoming scarcer, our own latency and bandwidth to be able to focus on specific words and texts has become, it's become like part of the scrolling culture. Okay, yeah, what's the next reel? What's the next reel? What's the next reel? Right? And so, can we really have an immersive, interactive experience which benefits us and allows our consciousness to have key insights? Right? Like, and that's what you would call like education or learning or having a cognition, right? When you actually have a thought that you're able to stream and understand clearly. And so to get there, a book definitely helps because you're interacting with words that become images in your mind, sounds. But when it is a visual platform, you are enveloped in it, or it is more immersive, as you've said, and that can provide a lot more cognitive value. And that's why kids, whether it's your 4-year-old or my soon-to-be 1-year-old, I am anxious and worried sometimes about if there is no better alternative characters being made. Whether it's a whitewash Rumi, chalo, the criticism I'll get for this Rumi might be, कि यार इसका accent, why is his language in English, right? Why does he sound so Western? But for me, the perspective is like there is an entire world that has been whose operating system is English right now, and you can't change that, and you should not fight that.
And that's another one of the timeline problems, right? And we'll discuss more on that later in terms of the challenges right now. But we spoke to Uplift a little while ago, and वो तो it's just a matter of enough people solving that. कि ये सिंधी में भी होगा रूमी, और पश्तो में भी होगा रूमी, और बलोची में भी होगा. So I think that's just when you have the base layer, those problems can be just sort of added and solved on top of that. Over time.
Yeah, no, and what's exciting about ALETHEIA as a company, and I'll talk about this a bit later, but we primarily, our technology stack and some of the wonderful AI talent that we have in Pakistan is focused not just on computer vision, not just on text-based language models, but also on audio. So you'll see a character shortly that we've developed for the Malaysian government that also speaks fluently in Malay and would be able to interact with you in Malay, but also switch. If you speak to it in Malay, it will respond in Malay. Speak to it in English, and it will respond in English. And sometimes you'll find that if the characters are so engaging, what's going to be interesting, Muzamil, is that you'll start to get immersed in the character, and you'll find me even in my bias or in my interactions. I'm anthropomorphizing these characters. I'm talking about them as if they're actual human characters or human beings. And we tend to do that. I mean, we do that with a pet rock, right? Like the rock has emotions or feelings, but a character that is visual or looks human, you'll start referring to it as not it, but he or him or her or she or whatever framework that you have. But the it part will move away. You'll start to associate feelings with it, which is also like something really only humans can do, which is make meaning of sometimes static or GIFs or images, right? So I think like this part, when these characters come alive and when they interact, and you see the metaphor of coming alive, it's not really coming alive, but that is a metaphor to communicate. This was once a static image. Now it's fully interactive. It's talking, it's responding, it's learning, it's listening, and it's no longer just this ephemeral text-based chatbot sitting in an OpenAI server somewhere in California or Ohio, right? It's actually live and it's closer to you. So that's sort of like the core, like our goal is to get to like this almost emotional resonant connection that a user or a creator can have with AI that is participatory, but also human. In other words, there is this emotive effect that comes out. But to do that, you need to cross so many bridges. No? You need to have latency solved. You need to have perception solved. You need to have personality solved. And then you need to have the entire experience be delivered in a seamless way. So a lot of engineering technical difficulties. But I'm jumping ahead. I want to show you the other demo just so that you get a sense of like a little bit more about the variety and diversity of what's possible. No? And this demo is deliberately designed to show the limits, right? So this one's an AI version of Muzamil. And as you can see, he's less better looking than you in person, but this Muzamil he's wearing a green shirt, he's ready to chat, and he's going to be a little bit more focused on the specific use case that we discussed, which is like, can I scale Muzamil's brand up, right? Like, so Muzamil is a podcast host, but he does many things, right? And Muzamil is not just a podcast host. He is a father. He is a husband. He is a technology enthusiast. He has so many different personas, right? So we're quite rich and diverse and complex as people. We're not just that one thing that the media or public portrays us to be, right? So in this scenario, Muzamil is playing the role of a recruiter for ALETHEIA AI's upcoming recruitment campaign in Pakistan, where we want to hire some of the best and brightest, right? So you'll get Muzamil here on this podcast, and I'll just have a chat with this Muzamil. His speed of talking, we've tried to mimic your speed of words per minute. It's a bit difficult to do, but inshallah we'll try it here and see what comes out of it. So just give me a minute to switch to this Muzamil with the ALETHEIA cup there. Hello Muzamil, how are you? Let me just switch them. Sorry, go ahead Muzamil.
No worries, I'm good. You're setting this up, so take your time. I'm here to chat and share some insights. Go ahead and start us off whenever you're ready.
Okay, Muzamil, tell me a little bit more about you.
I'm Syed Muzamil Hasan Zaidi, host of the Thought Behind Things podcast. I've spent over 14 years in digital media, reaching over 1 billion users. My mission is to challenge conventional narratives, question norms, and advocate for value creation over wealth extraction. I'm passionate about encouraging authentic growth, both personally and collectively, as the key to meaningful change.
Okay, that's a big vision, Muzamil. How did you acquire this vision? Were you always so hopeful and optimistic, or do you have reasons to be pessimistic as well?
I've had my share of struggles, including depression and uncertainty, but those experiences taught me the importance of focusing on long-term value creation. I've seen how quick fixes and short-term thinking can lead to more problems than solutions. My vision is rooted in the belief that true change comes from building sustainable systems and encouraging people to think critically about their actions and their role in creating a better future. It's not always easy, and there are reasons to be pessimistic, but I believe that with persistence and a focus on value, we can create a brighter future.
Acha, Muzamil, one of the things that you're passionate about is Pakistan. Tell me why you're so passionate about improving Pakistan as a country, or the livelihood of the people here, or even just technology in Pakistan. Help me understand what's driving this passion.
Pakistan has a special place in my heart. I've seen its potential, but also its challenges. I believe that every individual deserves a chance to thrive, and Pakistan's future depends on creating systems that foster growth, innovation, and value creation. I'm driven by a desire to see Pakistan become a hub for entrepreneurship, innovation, and progress, where people can build meaningful lives and contribute to the global community. I want to challenge the status quo, encourage critical thinking, and inspire people to focus on long-term solutions rather than quick fixes.
Okay. A bit long answer, Muzamil. I'll pause you there, Muzamil. Thank you. You just, sometimes you get long-winded. Achha, Muzamil, can you tell me a little bit about what I'm holding in my right hand right now, or left hand?
You're holding a bottle of Aquafina water in your right hand.
Okay, that's great. And do you know why a Firangi or a foreigner like me needs mineral water bottles sometimes in Pakistan?
I think it's because in Pakistan, tap water isn't always safe to drink. Many people, including foreigners, opt for bottled water like Aquafina to ensure access to clean drinking water.
ठीक है. Yes, I'm still learning this lesson, Muzamil AI bhai, because this is sometimes I forget that I should be drinking bottled water. But I was thinking, is there not a Pakistani solution to solving this instead of relying on Nestle or Aquafina? Is there a better solution here which can be implemented? Well, what do you think?
That's a great question. We should focus on building our own water infrastructure and purification systems. Relying on imported brands isn't sustainable. We have talented engineers and entrepreneurs in Pakistan who can develop innovative solutions. We should invest in them. What value are we creating by importing something as basic as water?
Okay, I'm going to go a bit risky now and see whether he responds or not. Muzamil, who would you vote for? Okay, wait, Muzamil, you don't have to answer that question. We all know the answer. Just control yourself. Your AI needs to be filtered and guided, and आपका software update होना चाहिए, ठीक है?
आप देख रहे थे TBT clips from the podcast made for the smartest Pakistanis, the Thought Behind Things podcast. इस तरह के मजीद clips देखने के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब जरूर कर लीजिएगा, and I will see you in the next video.